All right, welcome back to day 2 of the mind under pressure. So, I am so curious to know what you have noticed in the last couple of days. I do encourage you doing this a couple of days apart. If you're on the replays and you're just like binging this, awesome, but take time to do the work in between. Are you noticing, hey, before my mind starts going, my nervous system flips a switch? I switch gears, not for the better. Are you starting to notice that your mind doesn't go first? Your mind is actually responding. And that's a really important thing because every thought you're having comes from somewhere, which is why I I never encourage people to just deal with the thoughts. I'm like, deal with the root cause, deal with, the source of where that thought's coming from because it's important. Like, you can't just change your thoughts if your identity doesn't change, if your nervous system doesn't change. That's an uphill battle that nobody should ever fight. Hopefully, now you are noticing that your mind is responding to your identity and it's responding to your nervous system. When that stuff starts to shift, when you start to go, like when you genuinely to your core go, I don't know if I can do this, your mind's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. If you're not feeling confident, your mind's like, I don't know, we might have problems. We might have to panic now. What if, like, and it can be so simple. Let's say you're in a tryout and you see a player who's better than you. You're like, I don't know if I'm good enough now. And then the thoughts start to spiral, right? We just had a shift in identity. We thought we were awesome. We could do this. We can totally do this. But oh my God, look at them. I don't know if I'm that good. Now it feels heavy. Now the mind is going to start to look for reasons to go, they might not make it. I don't know. The coach didn't like that. He didn't smile. He didn't nod his head. I don't know. If you want to create powerful shifts in your head, we got to start working with the identity and the nervous system. Now, that said, I mean, you can for sure just jump in and go, I'm going to start to take some time to decompress. I'm going to take some time to relax. I'm going to take some time to feel safe, like genuinely let myself feel safe. You can totally work with the nervous system like that. But we can also get really specific in where the exact work we need to do is. So I'm curious if you've noticed your thoughts over the last couple days, because they all generally trend to certain identities and have certain patterns. And when we notice this, we can actually do some really cool things. So you might notice that you're more like an analyst, like you're always thinking. You're like, well, what about this? What about this? And you're trying to like, what's the best? And you're like, it's a good skill to have, but also, like everything, there's a balance to it. If it runs your life and it consumes your time and your energy and it makes you tense, probably not serving you, right? And a lot of athletes, they'll be in a competition, like let's say it's a team sport. You're in your head because you're thinking like, what about this? Or if I do that, or maybe I should train this. And it's a dangerous world out there if you are an analyst because there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of people out there that say, this is what you should do. This is the best thing if you're not doing this. And a lot of social media is designed to play on your fears and emotions, right? If we get you riled up, if we get you in a state where you're willing to buy what I'm selling, we win. And that's great if it serves you, if it helps you. But there's 100 or 1,000 different theories on how you should train, how you should eat, how you should spend your money, if you should do this. Like, there's just so much. So if you're an analyst, it's a rough go. Okay? Notice that pattern. Notice if you're always trying to figure it out, process, analyze, all the things. And I will say, I'm very analytical, and I do catch myself doing that at certain times. There are reasons and times that you want to do that. Like for me, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. This is my business. I for sure analyze my social media strategy. Are people engaged? Are they buying? Am I conveying experience, value, that kind of thing? There is a certain point at which you have to be able to turn it off, right? If you're analyzing another team's offense and the team's defense and anything, that person's shooting percentage, whatever it is, that's helpful until it consumes you. And when you're consumed because, again, one's going to feel expansive. Yes, I know that. That's helpful. But once you flip into that kind of fear-based nervous system goes into contraction, it's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel like you're pulled, like you can't set it down, right? It's consuming you. That's where it flips into the negative. So you got to learn to hone your skill with this. Okay, right now I just need you to notice the patterns. Where do I generally tend to put my energy and what's the pattern with it? You might also notice that you are the protector, like you want to avoid the mistakes. You want to, I don't want to say do it perfectly because the perfectionist is different. Like the protector is you're really trying to avoid the mistake. Perfectionist also wants to avoid the mistake, but you're also looking for certainty. You're like, I want that guarantee. And that's a tricky thing in athletics because you want to go for it if it's guaranteed. You want to do the work for it. You want to, if you're guaranteed. Here's what I tell athletes. You're guaranteed if you can get the identity and the nervous system. You recognize perception and you train your instincts. You can. You can be better than everybody. I wholeheartedly know this. Like, I've seen athletes hit their personal best, make insane gains. Like, we're talking, shooting a golfer +5 or +10 consistently, somewhere in there, to -5 consistently in 4 months. That wasn't refined technical skill. That wasn't more shots. That was really working the identity, getting rid of the fears, regulating the nervous system, noticing when he pivots out of it and pivot himself right back into it. Okay. So are you trying to avoid mistakes or are you looking for certainty? Are you the controller? Are you trying to do it this way because this is the way? This is the way I'm supposed to do it. You're trying to force the play. You're trying to control it and now you're making mistakes. So now your nervous system is fired up and you're like in panic mode. And of course, that often makes you want to try harder, scramble more. We don't want to do that. Okay. There is a better way. There is an easier way. The final one is the critic. You just judge everything. How many of you are this person, right? I could have done that better. Oh, I could have done that better. I could have released the shot sooner. I could have passed harder. I could have made a different pass. I could have, oh my God, now we're spiraling. We need to be a little more aware and we need to be a little more deliberate with how we're spending the energy, how we are spending our focus. Okay. Hopefully you have noticed some of the noise. Where is that noise coming from? And maybe you've even noticed that as you started to regulate your nervous system over the last couple of days, the thoughts have actually toned down a little bit. It's gotten a little bit quieter up in our minds. I say that sometimes actually having a quiet head freaks us out because we're not used to the quiet. So then it's unfamiliar and that makes us concerned. It's like, "Oh, what's going on? Something must be wrong. I'm quiet." It's okay. Notice where do the thoughts usually trend to and why. If you can understand that, it's going to make the next part so much easier. Okay? So, if you want to create powerful shifts, if you want to transform your game, we want to do the right work. Okay, we don't want to just throw spaghetti at the wall. We want to work smart, not hard. Trust me, you're going to work hard enough to develop the physical skill. You're going to work hard enough to master your mind. And by master, I mean work with it. Okay? We always want to work with it. If we're working against, we're creating friction. We don't want that. Okay? We want flow. We want that open, expansive game. So hopefully you've noticed those patterns. Are you bracing? Are you scanning? Are you hyper vigilant? And what are you going for? Are you going for certainty? Are you trying to avoid the mistakes? Are you just, judging everything, thinking, oh my gosh, I could have been better? Are you trying to force stuff? What is going on with those patterns? Because the moment you know that, it's going to make this next part easier. So this is a very easy module, but honestly, don't jump into the next one until you've spent some time reflecting on this. You can journal, you can do it, like go for a walk and just think, get some time, get some space. Really, the only way I've learned to develop this, I'll say, is to spend some time on it. Spend some time going within. If you have the courage to do that, everything will be easy. Okay? It might be a little uncomfortable, but it's a lot easier. And honestly, that uncomfortableness is just, it's humbling and it's so very temporary for what you get because what's coming in our next little session, because these aren't super long, like it really doesn't take much, but I want you to do the work because what's coming is, oh my gosh, I see how my mind works. I see how it's had my back. And I've been mad at it when it's been trying to help me for so long. Okay. So do the work. Start to notice the patterns, start to notice the trends of your mind, where the thought's going, and why. And in our next call, I am literally breaking down the 4 things your mind does, and you're going to understand the mind in a completely new way. So enjoy. If you have any thoughts that you want to share, any questions, please let me know. Enjoy this one, and I'll see you real soon.